Hello friends, greetings from the capital of freedom. My name is Denis Lifensev and this channel is about cross-cultural communication. Today we want to tell you about American communication style. And by we, I mean me and my super guest speaker. Super, because if you want to understand American communication style better, if you want to get ready for effective negotiations with your American partners, you should ask a dean of the Forbes School of Business and Technology of the University of Arizona. Professor Maja Zelihic is a great professional. She is an amazing speaker with rich cross-cultural experience, active participant of various projects on different continents. Dear Maja, I understand that American culture is very diverse, but I can't help ask my traditional first question. How would you describe Americans in 3 words?
Describe Americans in 3 words. I think it's very challenging to describe members of any culture in 3-word format, but I will try. The first thing would be friendly. Americans are incredibly friendly. I came to this country in 1996, and one of the first things that I was incredibly thankful for was their friendliness. Their welcoming nature, the way they engage with a stranger. It was actually from the get-go, meeting different people, that struck me as incredibly endearing. The second thing would be they are compassionate. Americans are willing to help. We see this time and time again when there is a crisis in many parts of the world, when there is an ability and necessity to do a charity work in their own communities, in their own neighborhoods, when there's a tragedy that strikes a particular family. They are incredibly compassionate. And one of the compassionate traits that American culture has is helping one neighbor and really trying to go out of their way to make another person comfortable. The third item would probably be dedication. They're very dedicated, very hardworking. They're dedicated at their jobs. They're dedicated at their careers, and as a matter of fact, their jobs are sometimes their lives, and that is at times not as good as it should be, because you do not have that work-life balance that we always talk about, because of the fact that American culture is a hardworking culture and they do work seemingly all the time.
So, friendly, compassionate, dedicated. What a great combination of characteristics to describe a nation. And I should say, from my personal experience, that I absolutely agree with you. Maja, what should we know about American communication style?
Their communication style is incredibly direct, friendly but direct. One of the things that struck me as odd the very first time that I started being here, living here, it was the fact that they would actually, they would start sharing sometimes even deeply personal stories with you, even though you don't necessarily know them that well at that point of time. I remember being at the local university here in the United States, and we were all sitting in the hallway, and I didn't know anyone. And then there was this one student, we were all very young in our 20s, and she started sharing a story about her boyfriend, and they just broke up. And one of the things that I thought was, well, okay, she knows everyone else in the hallway. I'm just the only one that no one knows. And maybe she's okay with me hearing the story. What I discovered a few classes later was she didn't really know anyone. So she was actually, to a certain degree, oversharing. and it does, but everyone was interacting with her in a very friendly manner. Everyone was very welcoming, even giving her advice. So that was not awkward. In some cultures, that might have been considered a little strange, but not in her culture at all, not in American culture. So she was sharing, and she was hearing welcoming advice, and everyone was participating in her story. So their communication style is very direct and very informal. You don't call people, usually call people by their first name in the vast majority of the settings. Very rarely you're going to start calling someone Mr. and Mrs. at a workplace. You may start off doing so, but they will correct you right away saying, just call me Mary, call me Jane, or something along those lines. So that would be one of the typical traits of the American communication style.
Well, it's very convenient to communicate with someone who is very direct, but sometimes you need to read between the lines, especially when you are criticized by your very polite American manager. Maja, what topics for a small talk with our American partners would you recommend?
Talk about your pets. I really think that Americans love their animals. Cats, dogs, even turtles, some smaller animals, horses, of course, whatever animals they have. Pets are family here in the United States. Striking a small talk, a great icebreaker is if you have a dog and you know that your American friend has a dog, start sharing stories, exchange pictures. It's a very open topic, very safe topic. It's not controversial, and it is definitely more engaging than talking about the weather. Because I know a lot of cultures, they tell you start talking about the weather. I would say start talking about pets. You cannot go wrong in the United States.
Wow, pets, amazing, such a great icebreaker. I've been thinking about sports, space industry, Hollywood. I would love to discuss some legendary NBA finals with my American friends. But pets are the champions. Maja, what sensitive topics we should avoid in conversation?
I would say politics and religion. Americans are deeply religious, and they also deeply passionate when it comes to politics. However, you have to reach a certain level of comfort with your American friends to discuss either one of the two topics. Especially in the last few years, the politics is quite controversial topics. I would definitely say that you should avoid talking about it unless you want to touch upon something in very, very general terms. The same thing with the religion. Religion is deeply personal. It is incredibly important to American people, and American people are very religious. However, it is not something that you want to discuss in a setting where you're just getting to know someone. It is not necessarily something that someone should be asking you, unless you are at that level where you do reach a comfort level with that particular friend.
Maja, what authentic local words would you recommend to use to make our American friends smile?
Now, this is a tough one for me because I came to this country from Europe, and actually I learned English as a second language. I would say that you all, it's actually something that is used all throughout the South. It does make people smile quite a bit, especially if they are from different parts of the United States. And a lot of times when you say you all, you actually are identifying yourself from certain regions within the country. So you can do it as a funny thing, especially as a foreigner. If you start using that, you may cause your American friends to smile. I mean, there are many other words, but I would say that you should also not go with the one that may offend someone, or you should not go with the one that may actually make someone uncomfortable. So I would say I'm sharing a safe one with you.
Maja, thank you for this amazing introduction to an incredible American culture.
American culture is an incredibly welcoming culture. It's a warm culture. It is a culture where you can find some of the nicest people in the world, the most compassionate people, the most passionate people when it comes to their career, their lives, a very friendly people that are ready to help, and people that you can rely on. You can find incredible, trustworthy friends. You can find friends for life. So definitely lots of different things pertaining to the American culture that I can share with you, but I think this will do it in the venue of this video. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Maja, and thank you guys for watching my channel. Let's stay curious, let's keep exploring different cultures. Stay tuned, bye.